Hello there, thank you for staying with us. Welcome to Face Up on Channels Television. I am Nelta Ewe. At the beginning of 2014, a lot of Nigerians were taken aback or sort of like shocked when they heard that the All Progressives Congress asked its lawmakers to stall and indeed not to respond to any executive bill that comes in. And about that time was when everybody was wondering about the 2014 budget that had just gotten into the National Assembly. Since then, a lot of things have taken place, defections back and forth, the issue of numbers, what is going on in the National Assembly. Are the lawmakers distracted, or are they focused at least to get the 2014 budget out so that the nation and indeed the economy can run properly? Now, some also question, is it not possible that we run this economy without waiting for the budget? Questions. So, are the lawmakers deliberately stalling the budget, as the APC lawmakers, or is it that the PDP lawmakers are making things difficult? And indeed, is the executive a part of all this play back and forth? What is the plight of the Nigerian in all of this? Well, this is what we're hoping we'll get answers to today on Face Off. Yes, we have two gentlemen in the studio.
Yes. The Deputy Majority Leader of the House of Representatives, Mr. Ogor, Honorable Ogor, is here in the House, and the Minority Leader of the House of Representatives, Mr. Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, is in the House. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I know you called him Deputy Minority Leader one time.
That's what he was at the time.
That was what he was at the time.
Nothing like that at any time. And that's what we'll go back to later.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, before we get back to that point. Now, the question is, are there deliberate delays to the budget? Please state your stand before we go on a quick break, and I'll begin with you.
Well, I think so. There was that attempt recently, and you realize that it affected the position of the budget for about 3 or 4 days. But a position was also taken, because first, we ran the House in line with precedents, and nobody has actually asked for these documents. I've been there. This Fiscal Responsibility Act was passed since 2007. From that particular time till date, what we normally do is to attach these documents to the budget, and this budget is treated at the committee level. The committee therefore asks for some of these documents, and they deal directly with the agencies.
You just had 10 seconds. You've taken like 30. Are you deliberately stalling the budget?
Well, I don't know what you mean by deliberate. Left to the PDP, the budget should have been passed in 1 or 2 days. You're talking about a budget for 170 million people. You're talking about 359 members, excluding the speaker, 359 members. How long does it take to debate a thorough, proper job? A month is not too long to debate such a budget that's going to touch on the life of people. That's what we're doing now. The Fiscal Responsibility Act, he said, nobody's ever asked for it. So therefore, we must perpetuate illegality? No.
Okay, we'll take a break, and when we return, we'll continue with our conversation. Are there deliberate delays to the 2014 budget? Please stay with us. I'll be back shortly. Don't go. Welcome back. We're looking at deliberate delays to the budget of 2014. Now, I have 2 lawmakers in the House, Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila, Minority Leader of the House of Representatives, and Mr. Ogor, Deputy Majority Leader of the House of Representatives. Be a part of the conversation. Join us at Face Up today or at Nelta Ewe, or send your mail directly to faceup@channelstv.com. If you're using Twitter, the hashtag is 2014 budget. That's the hashtag we're using for today's discussion. So, gentlemen, we're here. You ask the first question.
Regarding the budget?
Whichever one you want to.
Well, I mean, on the budget, what I'll ask Honorable Ogor is this. Honorable Leo, you've looked at the budget, you've seen the document before you. Do you honestly and sincerely consider that? I mean, considering the fancy words and the buzzwords and highfalutin words of budget of job creation and inclusive growth, do you actually consider that document before you, having studied it, to be a document of inclusive growth and job creation? And tell me, how does it affect the ordinary man on the street?
Beautiful, and I think your question I will answer with just a simple answer: yes. Yes, because first and foremost, you will agree with me, and you will look clearly at the provision of Section 81 of the Constitution. There, the President is required, to prepare and present to you the estimates and expenditure of a financial year. I believe the president have done what he's supposed to do. We have looked at the policy program of the president, which are clearly in tune with job creation and a host of other issues. This budget is a document prepared by people. It becomes very, very important that we look at our core responsibility. The provision of Section 4 sub 2 gives us the responsibility of making good laws for the good governance of this great nation. The budget also is part of the system. Let me refer you again to the Constitution and bring you to the provision of Section 80 sub 4, which stipulates clearly that no funds shall be withdrawn from the consolidated account of the Federation or any public account except in the manner prescribed by the National Assembly. The Constitution has made us the custodian of the people's resources, knowing fully well that this budget is about job creation, making sure that there are some high level of agricultural development. It becomes our core responsibility to dot those I's and cross the T's. We are not looking at what precisely the president has presented, because definitely there must be one or two errors. But it is our core responsibility, except we are failing in carrying out our responsibility as lawmakers, in making sure that those clear provisions that need to be added and subtracted are added. There are one or two errors that are there in the budget. I will not deny those facts. But we will be failing if we don't do what the Constitution requires us to do. And what is that? It's making sure that we give to the Nigerian people the budget that will, at the end of the day, serve their purpose. It's not more the budget of the executive.
Interesting. I mean, I asked a very direct question, and unfortunately, Honorable Leo has quoted severally the provisions of the Constitution, of which I'm well too familiar, but they have no relevance to my question. My question, again, and let me try it in another way, maybe he'll understand. Do you consider a budget that dedicates or allocates 23% of our resources to capital as a budget of inclusive growth, as a budget of job creation? Because I've looked at the document. I've looked at the length and breadth of that document, and I cannot find any job anywhere. I cannot find any inclusive growth anywhere. And that's why, maybe from his own perspective, he might be able to tell us, where are these two things? Because that's the title of the budget. That's the name that has been given to the budget. Those are the buzzwords that we hear all over the place. But it's not about buzzwords. It's about practicality and the contents of the budget. It's not about quoting the Constitution. I know my responsibility. But before I can dot the I's and cross the T's, I have to see the I's and the T's for you to dot them and to cross them. But there are no I's and there are no T's. So I'm not even sure where you start from. A budget that dedicates 1.1 trillion naira to capital.
It goes beyond.
That 1.1 trillion naira, now it comes in with a fiscal deficit of 912 billion. Okay? Out of which practically all of your capital, it means therefore, is going to be borrowed. Now, assuming that it's not even borrowed, at 25%